Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here with yet another iteration of 1 Hour Throwback. It has been quite a while since I have one of these up here, but I thought I'd just bring back an oldie but a goodie. In the year 2012, the now closed studio of THQ brought about the sequel of a well-renowned game of the Darksiders series. In Darksiders 1, we play as one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, in which we played as War, one of the four horsemen, where he stood accused of jump-starting the apocalypse and wiping out all of humanity, and he had to go and kill those responsible in order for the mystery behind the real perpetrators of the apocalypse could be found out. So, you go through that game, then later on in the years, we get the sequel to the game, Darksiders 2, where you play as yet another one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse and the most powerful of all four members. You play as Death himself, in which you, alongside the story of War, try and find out for yourself what truly went on and try and prove War's innocence. So that's what we're going to be playing today. Let's get to it! And besides, I wanted to at least have evidence of this game on my channel before I try and play Darksiders 3, which coincidentally got an update yesterday, which allows one to play the game in the same manner as the previous two games. Now, a lot of people have said that it's comparable to Dark Souls in like its combat mechanics and something or other, but the recent update for Darksiders 3 allows you to return the controls back to where it was previously. So I already have a save file here. I really didn't do much. I just went a little ways, but I didn't want to go any further because I actually wanted to make this into a 1 hour throwback. So let's go ahead and make a brand new game. We're playing this on normal. Deal with it! And I have to say that I'm a massive fan of the Darksiders series. I love the creative ideas behind.
There can be no life without order. Good, evil, darkness, light. There must be balance in the universe. Such is the decree of the Charred Council, an ancient body charged by the Creator to preserve the very fabric of existence. But the balance has been broken. Even now, Earth smolders in ruin, fallen to the demon lords, and the Destroyer carves a new kingdom amongst his mighty chosen. Some say the Horseman War triggered the apocalypse, that he rode to Earth unbidden and doomed all of mankind. But what of the other horsemen, fearless enforcers of the Council's will? What of fury, strife, and death? To know those names, you must first know another. Nephilim, cursed union of angel and demon. The Nephilim had countless realms to the sword and burned them to ash. But four amongst them grew weary of the slaughter and feared their conquest would imperil the balance. And so a truce was made. The four would serve the Council in exchange for unimaginable power. Thus were the dreaded horsemen formed, and the riders' first task was to purge their own brethren from creation, to annihilate the Nephilim and destroy their souls. Let us now cast our gaze to one amongst the four, not War, who lies chained at the Council's feet, professing his innocence, but one who would save his brother above all else. He has many names: Kinslayer, Executioner, Death.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you introduce a character. The build-up to it all. Also, Psycho Ghost Rider, sorry I didn't say anything to you before. If I haven't, I do apologize.
To bargain for War's freedom, Death swore that he would resurrect humanity. But he knew not how this might be done. And so Death rode forth into the icy veil to find the Keeper of Secrets.
And here we go. And as per the usual of a horseman, you can summon and banish your horse so you can ride it or not ride it anytime you choose. Well, if the environment allowed it, actually. But this, in Darksiders 3, it's where the worlds got even bigger than the first game and allowed for a lot more open world type movement. It got less into like the Castlevania, Metroidvania style gameplay and went straight into open world with a non-linear type fashion. But this is also the first Darksiders game where it introduced a level up system. Not just use experience to upgrade your moves, but you actually level up and you grow stronger, and actually introduce set gear pieces, gear sets, and different weapons that you can use on top of the ones that the game would give you. And since Death plays completely different than the way War does, he is more agile. He relies a lot more on dodging attacks and completely overwhelming dodging attacks with quick attacks or heavy attacks, depending on the weapons that you use, rather than War's ability to guard and counter. Death is more so use your skill to dodge and attack without ever getting hit, versus War's just take on the brunt of the damage and counter when you're able. But with that being said, that also means that Death himself cannot guard. So you just gotta be up on your toes. But since Death is the most agile, he is able to traverse environments that in War normally can't. I think it's because War has that big honking gauntlet arm, because, well, back in the comics of Darksiders, Death kind of cut off War's arm when War was going on a rampage. So that's the reason why that's the reason why War has that gauntlet on his arm, is because Death himself cut it off. And this is where we get our first weapon. And this is where we can look at Death himself. So as you can see, there's stats, there's different things that can increase over time as you level up, you get different abilities, and you get different weapons as well. There's a large assortment of different types of weapons, and each one has its own unique type of attack style. And I've already equipped it. So you have his scythes, which he uses, which are pretty much his main weapons. Of course, these can be switched out, however. And then you have the slow hammer. This is just one weapon type that you can actually use for Death. And there's healing potions that you can pick up. You love Death more. He's so sarcastic. He really is. He's got like a real dry sense of humor. He shows a lot more emotion than War. War is just, well, War. He's all business and no sarcasm whatsoever. And as you can see, the weapons have different types of attacks. Slow and heavy, but extremely powerful, versus quick and slightly lesser damage. And no matter where you go, there's always going to be different types of weapons to pick up. And sometimes you'll even run into weapons that are extremely powerful than your average type of weapon. Like legendary type weapons. It has been a number of years since I actually played Darksiders. Well, Darksiders 2 at least. And as you can see, I'm picking up money as well. And now we got our first piece of armor. It'll show on death, and it will change depending on what type of armor you get. Different types of armor look different based on what they actually do. If you're going for like straight magic and necromancy, then it will change according to that. But if you're going for straight melee, then it'll look, the gear pieces will look according to what they supply to you. If it's melee oriented, it'll look like it's melee type combat gear. If it's magic and necromancy oriented, you'll start looking like some sort of mage. But more on that as we keep going further. Yo, EGK, what's going on? Playing Darksiders 2 today. In a 1 hour throwback that I've long since put off. I mean, it has been a while since I actually made a 1 hour throwback for you guys. And I kind of want to have this footage on my channel so that way once I'm done playing Darksiders 2, I can move on to 3. Will that become a series? I don't know. It's starting to get close to the end of the year, and I'm starting to think about what I want to bring to my channel into the new year. As you can see, Death can climb a lot faster than War could. And I think this is where we come across our first official boss. Yeah, there we go. The Ice Giant. This is where you put your dodging and attacking skills to the test. Of course, there's going to be moments where you're going to need a lot more than just simple dodging and attacking, even though that seems to be the mainstay. Just think of this like a Dark Souls, except that your attacks don't use up stamina. Just avoid getting hit, hit back hard, and keep it going until the enemy is dead. And what you just saw there was Death's Reaper form. As in the first Darksiders, War had his Chaos form. Well, Death has his Reaper form where he looks like his traditional Grim Reaper type of attire that we're so accustomed to seeing him in. Feels like God of War. In a way. The only thing is that your combos don't actually do anything in regards to it's kind of like it in some regards. There's some elements here and there. As you can see, Death is a lot more agile than War ever was.
Leave this place!
Fighting these guys because they give me free experience. This looks amazing. Yeah, they remastered this game because this game, Darksiders 2, originally came out in 2012. But even back then, it still looked really, really good. This is one of those series where you don't need to go overboard on the graphics because it still looks good. It looks like it's like a surreal, gritty type comic book style. And I believe that with Death moving the way he does, it was pretty much a callback to how slow War would move at times. So they tried to make Death as agile as possible, so you're not spending too much time waiting for yourself to move around. So his mainstay is consistent movement. That's where we need to go over here. There's going to be a lot of platforming in this game compared to Darksiders 1 due to Death's own agility.
Voices, always voices, torment without end.
Keeper of secrets, I need your help.
I helped you once before, Horseman. Look at me now. How I cursed that day. How I curse you.
Careful, Crowfather. I'm not here to put you out of your misery. Not yet.
I know why you've come. Your brother, the one called War, he's been imprisoned by the Charred Council and awaits their judgment for dooming the Earth, for mankind's extinction. Why should I care about your brother's fate?
Because you know the truth. Your secrets can save him.
The Council will condemn War. Strip him of power, let him rot in oblivion. To hide the truth. My secrets cannot prove his innocence, Horseman.
No, but they can help me to erase the crime.
Bring mankind back from extinction. Madness.
If it's madness, then who better to show me the way?
Should a way exist, you will find it here.
The Tree of Life. Let me pass.
Not yet. That which you gave me, you will take it back.
In exchange for its secrets, you agreed to keep the amulet.
No. The voices, they curse and threaten without end. They cry to return. You must destroy it!
I cannot.
You annihilated their flesh. Why do you guard their souls?
Open the portal.
You will not pass while I live.
So be it.
Here your brethren are trapped in eternal torment. Do you wish to join them? And what of War? Would you kill your brother to save your precious balance?
He is innocent.
Are you so certain?
Ah, look who's back. Return of the button mashing! Someone that's kind of built but skinny, he can move. Oh yeah, don't let the sizes of the horsemen fool you. They are extremely powerful. Death is the most powerful out of all of them. Good old hammer. And leveled up. Well, we got some experience, at least. Time to talk to the Crow Father.
Open the portal. Your secrets die with you. Old fool.
My secrets, but not yours.
Crow Carrion. Well, looks like Death has no choice but to keep the amulet now, because it's now engraved into his body.
The worlds of our universe swirl in an endless abyss. Many worlds ravaged by time or conflict are swallowed by the abyss, returned to the nothingness from which they were formed. But others linger for eternity on the brink of annihilation, that creation might be balanced with destruction. And in the final moment of battle, Death was banished to one such world in the autumn of its life, yet not far from the edge of darkness. Had Death been sent to his doom, that answer would be found in the horseman's future and in his past.
Be still, horseman. You are wounded.
Don't touch me.
Your arrival here is a bad omen. Yes. It troubles me greatly.
Old one, there's more trouble ahead if you don't start making sense. Where is the Tree of Life?
Life? This world is dying, lad. Choking on chaos and corruption. We can do little to stop it. Soon, the great tree too shall perish, and with it, the last of my people. Is that not what brought you here, Pale Rider?
I seek the tree. Your chaos and corruption don't concern me.
It seems they do concern you.
Gotta rely on quick movements in order to keep yourself spry and agile.
You fight well, but this corruption can't be beaten with a blade. Seek out the Forge Sister. Ask her about the fire of the mountain. Help her, and she will help you reach the tree. As for me, I must return to my work.
And this is also the first Darksiders game to offer up actual dialogue choices and options. It doesn't really affect the game overall.
And who are
it's just
you,
an option it has.
Commander Ryder?
I am a maker, older than even the Charred Council. These hands have laid the foundations for many worlds. But that was long ago, and now they but hardly know the touch of stone.
Are you not curious as to why I seek the tree?
I would not presume to question one of the four, but yes, tell me.
I must restore humanity to redeem war.
Heaven and hell battle upon the shattered earth. All creation trembles, and at the center of it all stands your brother.
He is innocent.
I never said he wasn't. The tree holds power over life and death. If you would resurrect humanity, then you are headed in the right direction. Be warned. A dark presence dwells now within the tree, and the path is barred by corruption.
Alright, so we've been given our next waypoint, but while I was fighting those up, and we leveled up.
Teeters on a precipice.
Skill points. When you level up, you get skill points that you can put towards different skills. You've obtained a skill point by leveling up. You have leveled up. Every level grants a skill point, which is used to purchase new abilities. Press options to enter the character menu and spend your point. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the level up system for Darksiders 2 goes in more depth. So, you got two sides for your skill tree. One is Harbinger, which focuses on your melee abilities and physical capabilities. And on the other side, you have Necromancer, which focuses on the magical and supernatural side of death, such as being able to summon minions to help fight with you, or like a carrion of crows that can also sap health from your enemies, or even this. Death channels his wrath reserves to attack his enemies. Frenzy increases in power depending on the amount of wrath available. What this will do is use your wrath bar to just send out extremely powerful projectiles that will seek out your enemies. Think, what is a good comparison? Think Virgil summoned swords, but they're more powerful the fuller your devil trigger is. It's pretty much the best thing I can think of. But, with that being said, in order for us to get to these skills, we need to be the adjacent level in order for us to unlock it. So as you see here, I got 1 point. I can put it in either Harbinger or Necromancer. But then as we level up, I need to be level 3 to get this one, then 5, then 8, then 12, then 16, and then 20 in order for me to get to the rest of this. Now, 20 is not the max level, but... and you can keep leveling up. 20 is just the max stage for where your final abilities are. You can, in turn, unlock every single one of these abilities and just be straight up overpowered in that regard. That's just the kind of options you have. But we're gonna go ahead and get Teleport Slash. It's actually pretty useful. And the thing is, these things can be leveled up. So even if you get one skill, they can be upgraded further to be even more damaging and more helpful. As you can see with Teleport Slash, Death teleports around the battlefield and delivers a violent scythe attack that deals damage and restores Death's health. With a cost of 200 RAV, deals 93 to 109 damage and heals for 10% of the damage done. As we scroll down, the damage increases and the amount of health that we get back from the attack increases as well. So, as you level up, you get more and more powerful, and this stacks on top of the gear sets that will allow you to just completely myrtleize everyone. You purchase a new skill, press down on the access radial, and use a skill or assign it to an action button. As you can see, we can assign this to a button so that we can use it in the midst of combat. Yo, Cool K, welcome to the stream. Welcome to 1 hour Throwback. I'm only playing this for an hour, but I just thought I'd bring back an oldie buddy goodie of Darksiders 2. I'm gonna play through this game, and then I'll be playing Darksiders 3. I really have a bunch of games I could bring back for throwbacks, so you could fully upgrade both trees. Yes, I managed to fully upgrade both trees when I originally played this on the PlayStation 3, and this was on one save file. You don't have to worry about being forced to stick with one side the entirety of the game. You can pretty much just go back and forth, and then as you unlock different skills, you can assign it to different buttons. So Teleport Slash, I'm going to go to assign to L1 and circle. But there was a chest over here, so let's crack it open. Alright, we got some money out of this.
I have to go alone.
And of course, Death has the best lines when it comes to you trying to use a horse in the area where you can't use a horse.
This is no place for a horse.
There it is! And I'm just looking through this area, making sure there's nothing else I can't interact with. But it looks like we're fine. So let's go ahead and move on out into the open, because there's a lot of wide open space in this game. And you can look at the map, like how big it is, Serpent Tome, and speak to Ayla. Or Alia. Sorry, I butchered that name. My apologies. But here, this will be one of your mainstay places, because you can come here and I guess you could upgrade a couple of your things. This is pretty much, in retrospect, going to be your main base. Like a place you can always come back to get better upgrades. She's walking into the regular dude back there.
The Reaper. It's about time you came. The Makers are dying, and our realm. We few are all that remain.
A warrior's life is never easy, old one.
Aye, not easy, but simple. I always saw my end with blade in hand, a field of enemy dead before me.
And what glorious end awaits you hiding behind these gates?
You cannot fight corruption, nor can you harm it. You can only kill those it has claimed. Every blow I strike against corruption is a blow against my own people. Muse on that, Ryder, before you mark me as a coward.
And with this, we can train, or we can try and fight them.
I can end your troubles, Maker.
Well, you're welcome to try. This blade is more ancient than you, Ryder. And taller to boot.
I will break it, and you, down to size.
Let's see if we have what it takes to take on Thane. at level 2.
I'm surprised you've gotten that far. Come on! Show me what you've got!
Oh, that is a lot of damage.
No horseman is a match for me.
So, as you can see, we only did like minor damage, but he almost killed us in a single hit. So, we haven't reached the level where we can take on Thane and make him submit! But we can break all these pots and get all the money inside. You can't stop us from doing that. Hey! Got a health potion. And this is where you can test out your weapons, see how much damage you're going to be doing against enemies. Another health potion. Let's talk to Alia. Lots of collectibles and lots of smashables here in this game. I spent so much time in this game just exploring areas. And I'm really heading in the wrong direction. That's where I came from. Okay, this is where I need to be going. It's very easy to get distracted with all the stuff that they got going on here. Your inbox is empty. Now, as far as I know, with the Serpent Tome, you were able to get like specific weapons from different DLCs for this game. But I wonder if it's still relevant given the fact that this game is the Definitive Edition and it has all the DLC included with it. So I'm wondering, like, is this gonna still give me more gear or whatnot? We have no way of knowing. I mean, I'll probably look it up later. Speaking of which, I recently got my hands on Borderlands 2 VR, so expect to see that very soon. Are you Alia? You're very tall. Oh, I loved your hair. If you don't mind me asking, who does your hair? I mean, granted, my hair doesn't look much better, but I wouldn't mind meeting the person that makes you look so lovely. Oh, okay. You're just going to walk away then. Alright. It's okay. It's fine. We can talk later. Never mind, we'll talk now.
Maker's beard. The rumors are true. A horseman in the Forge lands. The name's Alia, and that's my brother Valis. We are the keepers of this forge. Though I reckon that means less now than once it did.
This is a Maker's Forge?
Nay. The Maker's Forge is lost to us, silenced by the hands of corruption. But in its depths, we once crafted the dark towers of hell and the cities of heaven.
Now you make trinkets?
And you, one of the four, now seek the aid of the Makers? I guess we've all fallen from high places.
I came here seeking the tree, and your elder speaks of fire. What is it?
Aye, the fire of the mountain, the Stonefather's blood. It once flowed into our forge, as did the tears. Both imbued our craft with incredible power, the heart and the soul of stone. But corruption has taken them, and now our forge is silent.
Why does this concern me?
The way to the tree is lost, barred by corruption. You can no more leave this place than we. Restore our forge, and the tree can be reached.
I don't follow your reasoning.
We are makers, not warriors. But we are not without our weapons. Before the forge was lost, we crafted a mighty creature of soul and stone. A colossus to fight this corruption. But to awaken him requires a maker's key. And we need our forge to craft one. Will you help us?
This is one where you can get side missions from people. Dialogue.
What is this cauldron?
A temple built in the shadow of Stonefather's Peak. There, the fire of the mountain was harnessed and passed into our forge. Ride east of town, ride through the charred pass, and towards the cindery peak of the Stonefather. There, you will find the cauldron.
Man of no words, your brother.
But hardly silent. His voice is the ring of the hammer and the roar of the white flame.
Yes, he works while you talk. I may have need of a blade.
Is your need greater than ours, horseman? I think not. We fight for the survival of our realm and our kin. Prove worthy, and mayhaps we can do business.
This is one way you can get access to her shop. But of course, we have to turn her forge back on in order for her to get her forge going again. Because it kind of makes no sense for us to try and get weapons from her if she's not actually able to make them. Now we gotta go talk to the dude that almost kicked our behinds. But he's at the top of the stairs now. So let's try and work on getting this forge at least up and running before this throwback is down. Hello again. Hey, hello again, Thane. Hey, I'm trying to get through this door. You mind helping me? I know we started off on the wrong foot, and you kind of almost messed me up badly, but I think we can be pals. We can be friends. And if you let me through, I'll make sure that the forge is lit, and the next time we go about it, I'll whoop you this time. I promise.
Horseman, you'll find not that way, but trouble.
Good.
What you must for your kin, old one. For mine, I ride to the cauldron.
Well, if you fancy your corruption waist deep, that's as good a place as any. You know, there's a reason this gate is here. And if you were a friend, I wouldn't let you pass. But then, who is friend to death?
He does have a point.
Have you wisdom to share, or was it long since knocked loose in battle?
Wisdom ain't like teeth. I've plenty left. Enough to stay clear of the cauldron. The ancients filled it with right nasty traps. But one so clever as yourself will surely elude them.
Harvester's Revenge. Thane showed you a new move, Harvester Revenge, to help you on your journey. So this is essentially like a dodge counter move. You can purchase additional moves by selecting his train option. Use Harvester Revenge by pressing R1, forward evade, and then square. Select move list in the inventory to review combat moves. There are a lot of combat moves for death in this game.
May the Maker's forge light your way.
But with that being said, let's see if we can actually purchase some more moves. I know we got money. Alright, here we go. So we got a whole bunch of different moves. So we have the Meteor Strike, which is essentially just a ground stomp. Death quickly propels himself to the ground. Then, with Twin Cannon, a useful launch attack that can send enemies over Death's head. Then Painbringer, a gap-closing attack meant for covering distance and slamming weaker enemies to the ground during a forward evade. We're probably going to have to save up for this. Gravel Wizard. While holding down and the L2, hold to strike, a crushing overhead heavy strike that drives most enemies into the earth. Charge for more damage. We got a whole bunch of different things, and these, most of them, you can tell what type of weapons it'll be used for thanks to the icon on the... Thanks to the icon next to the actual moves themselves. Whirlwind Combo. Yo, CJ, what's going on? Welcome to a 1 hour throwback of Darksiders 2. So a lot of these moves I'm going to end up getting, well, I'm going to get them all. But the most useful ones like counters and different moves that allow me to launch enemies up in the air because they're pretty much helpless in the air. So anything I can get that can put them in the air will work out really well for me. So while we're here, there's definitely a lot of nooks and crannies that we can look into that'll lead to different areas. It's always good to keep an eye out. Games like Tomb Raider and Uncharted have taught me to never leave an area until I've explored every part of it. But since this is leading into a next area, we pretty much don't have to spend too much time. Never mind, I see something right there. And what is this? Boatman coins can be traded with the merchant Volgrim. Oh, I haven't seen Volgrim in a minute. And now we gotta make our way back. And we're over here. We're gonna have to make our way all the way around in order to get down to the next area. But hey, so Kyushu, what are you going to make for this Christmas? Make? Like what? Food or video-wise? Because if it's food, I'm still working on that. Also, as I promised, I looked at that Oswald trailer for Soul Calibur. Dude is crazy when it comes to sacrificing humanity for whatever he's doing in the game. Oh, it's the corrupted eye of Sauron. Will the eye look at us if we get close? Nah, it doesn't look like it. I mean food, as in cooking or baking. I might help my sister make some more of those chocolate chip cookies. Because my sister's gotten really good into baking lately. So I might help her make some of those. They're extremely good. But let's try, I might go a little over my hour because I wanted my goal to be to just open up the forge so we can at least get that part of the mission over with. Because that's pretty much the most important thing right now, is getting that forge going. And that's not something that I can break. I love the fact that my horse can jump. I don't think War's horse could do that. Oh, look who it is.
Greetings, horseman, and welcome. I've been expecting you.
Volgrim. What brings you crawling out of the shadows?
I wouldn't want to lose my most valuable customer. Not to what lurks at the edge of shadows. So here I am, to offer my wares.
Do you know that I don't? I'm not here by choice, demon.
I merely followed the trail of carnage. Your blades are as sharp as ever. Even still, I may be able to help you. I carry things others would frown upon. Go on, take a look. You won't be disappointed.
Alright, let's check out his merchandise. Volgrim has...
If you have the coin.
And here is... Okay, let me just think on it. I'm pretty sure that you can fill both trees for leveling up. I'm pretty sure. But if you don't like how some of your points are allocated, you have the option to respec. And then you have the legacy artifact, the sacrificial artifact of unknown origins. I've completely forgotten what most of this is. Legacy box contains a random possessed weapon. These are the best weapons that you can get, but it's random whichever it is. And I don't need to respect. I mean, I only got like 1 point in the game.
Another time, demon.
Until then, perhaps you'll grant me a small indulgence. There are pages missing from the Book of the Dead. I believe many lie along your path. If you bring them to me, your reward will be substantial.
And so will be my damnation.
And here's another little side quest. The Book of the Dead. Complete the book and collect these pages for Volgrim. But yes, I saw as well, and he kind of reminds me if Kefka was a character that they brought over to Soul Calibur, because his whole mannerisms, it just reminded me of Kefka, especially Kefka from Dissidia, Final Fantasy, and Dissidio Duodecim. Welcome to Baineswood. And we got some pickups right here. Crack these open. And sometimes there'll be armor inside of chests, sometimes there'll be weapons. So it kind of depends on the situation. But let's focus and make our way towards this forge in order to get it turned back on again. And we got a chest up here somewhere. And how would we get to it? Ah, this way. Enemies are always around, so you can always... You always have a way of getting some experience while you're riding out in the woods or wherever. Oh, I forgot I had that jump flip kick. And that's been cracked open. All right, back to the task at hand. And as you know, riding on horseback is makes your attacks a lot more powerful. But fighting on the ground allows for you to just to completely decimate, allowing you to control the flow of the battle. And where's that health pickup I just saw? Thank you. Can you imagine those two actually meeting, even work together, all for the good of our beloved humanity? No, I don't want to, because then the world would be destroyed. Oswael would sacrifice all of humanity, and Kefka would destroy all that's left after that. And now we finally got some new scythes. Oh, the dark... Can you do an impression of Oswael? I literally just listened to his voice before I started this stream. Look at that. Nice size, aren't they? Pristine and clean with glowing engravings. Can I do an impression of Oswell? I'm trying to remember all that he said because I'm... Oh, that Harvester's Revenge is nice. Hold on, give me a sec. I need to hear his voice again in order for me to try and attempt. Alright, let me give it a try. What a thrill to see a human abandon all hope and sense of reason! Kinda along those lines, on the brink of insanity. And there's a chest in here, so let's find that real quick. Oh, I see something up there. How would one get up there? Oh, here we go. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Hey, we finally got some better gloves. And here's a unique thing. Sometimes the geary pieces you get will help increase your experience. Oh, what are the odds that I would get a gear piece that would help me increase my experience gained? And that looks like that could do something, but we'll find out about that later. Onward to the forge. I'm already going into an hour. But we're going to continue this until this first mission is over and done with. Yeah, it does need a little bit of work. I may have kind of rushed it a little bit because I kind of wanted to get back to this, but I will practice it though. Traded out my hammer for a completely demolished piece of a giant mace. Most glorious! And we got some new weapons. Fist weapons. When it absolutely positively has to die, you hit it with fists. And the thing is, your combos can be comboed into one another. So you can go from fists to sides to fists again, interlocking your combos with one another. But I'm getting sidetracked again. Come on, bub. It makes me think of Wolverine and the fact that I'm not going to be able to get Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PlayStation 3. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the PlayStation 3. And it's only going to be for the Switch. I really hope it plays and looks better than the way it actually looks, because it kind of looks like it is very, very bright, like a mobile game type bright. Oh, I forgot. And you got claws. You got fist weapons and you got claws as well. And they're distinct, different. They're the two distinct types of weapons as well. So you can let your inner combo man come out. Whew. Little spider monkey in me jumped out. That's why I went up that fast. I haven't played this game in a while. Why is it so easy for me to do that? And now you got arm blades as well. The different types of weapons have different types of attacks, so no... Hold on. I forget that the directional button... You can't use your directional buttons to actually navigate. You got to use the analog stick. So it does take some getting used to. So secondary weapons, fist weapons, and gauntlets and arm blades are completely different, just like claws are. And you can drop these things if you want, or sell them however you want. And that looks like something that we can grab later, but we don't have the means of getting it now. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully they'll re-release it for more powerful consoles afterwards. Dude! You ain't said nothing but a word. This has been a game that PlayStation... Because the first things first, Marvel Ultimate Alliance was released on the PlayStation. And now Nintendo done found a way to get yet another beloved franchise exclusively for their consoles. One of which was Bayonetta. They got Bayonetta 2. We PlayStation users are never going to see that because of Nintendo. Because, you know... Nintendo doesn't like it when other consoles have their games, so they gotta have everything exclusive, even if that game has been on a previous console. So we're never gonna... I'm really hoping that we do see Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on consoles, but I would love to see Bayonetta 2 come out on consoles as well, because I would play that. I would even play Bayonetta if it got remastered for the PS4. Considering how much power the PS4 has, I wouldn't mind playing that. Sweet, level up. And when you level up, you get your health back. Look, dude, you gotta stop taking all my kills.
The tales be true. A rider has come to the realm.
Not another one.
You're the Nephilim, the one they call Death. How did you get here?
Took a wrong turn. It appears I'm stranded here with the rest of you.
If you seek the cauldron, you should know that it fell to corruption fair long ago. I can still feel the fire itself rumbling deep in the earth.
I'll take my chances.
Say, if you're headed in there, you mind doing something for me?
Yes, I mind. Aren't I doing enough already?
Perhaps, though it seems to me you're doing right enough for yourself. Our benefit being a fortunate side effect. Well, if it ain't much trouble, I left an old metal platter in there, with the image of 2 hammers scribed in the center. Not much to look at, but it was my journeyman piece. Last thing I ever forged.
A dish? You want me to bring you a dish?
Yes, well, it has sentimental value. If you find it, I'll make it worth your while.
No different than the others. Less pleasant on the eyes, for one.
I could say no less for you. Folks around town call me Pup or Lad, but I prefer my own name. Karn.
Pup it is, then.
As you will. Matters not to me.
Why not restore the fire yourself?
I came here just for that purpose. Figured I'd pop the cork, so to speak. Be the hero. But the cauldron is locked up well and tight, and the way through is swallowed by fire. You look capable enough. Perhaps you can find a way. I'll wait here and guard the entrance.
I think I might have seen the guy on a case of Disturbed back when I worked at Best Buy. It might have been years ago, but he does look... that name does ring a bell for me. But we got a treasure chest over here, and thankfully, an upgrade from the previous game is now all treasure is shown on your mini-map. So you don't have to worry about trying to find a Horde Seeker trinket out in the environment. Hey, new boots! You can enable auto loot by changing the auto loot checkbox. Hold on, let's take care of that. And since we can level up, hold on. Okay, here we go. And I can save at any time. We got damage indicators, vibration. It took me a while to get used to the fact that my directional buttons don't do jack. I have to use my analog stick. I'm used to my directional buttons being what lets me go left and right in menus, and analog stick being whatever other reason it's for. But actually, I'm gonna leave auto collect off. And I can save at any time. So let's go in here and get this forge going. Get a little cash on the side. And follow the crow, because the crow knows. And we can't go through that door. So it looks like we're gonna have to find another way. Get him in the air and it's all over. But now I'm remembering that I leveled up. And we get access to another skill, which then unlocks more skills, because as you can see, there's a faint line in between each one. Unlocking this enables this to be unlocked and this to be unlocked. And with this, it's called Immolation. All enemies struck by teleport slash have a chance to be set ablaze. So these are extensions of the teleport slash. Hitting enemies with teleport slash also causes an explosion, damaging nearby foes. So I really do need to remember off the top of my head if you could actually fill up both trees, but I'm pretty sure that you could. I'm pretty sure. But with that being said, let us focus on upgrading teleport slash to the max. And then we'll focus on unlocking different other skills. And we got a chest over here. Hello, chest. Open the chest, I need to see it. Hey, shoulder pads. More defense is always good. Shadow bombs are extremely volatile and can be used to destroy certain objects and dislodge others, such as pushing in switches on walls we can't reach. Extremely useful. Ah. Blow that open and get our hands on another chest. Hey, they got some new boots. And this will increase the guilt that we find. Increase the money we get, increase our resistance and our defense. Always good. Look at them boots. Oh, y'all don't like the fact that I pilfered the chest that y'all can't use. Alright, that's a little bit of extra cash for me. Let's go ahead and move on. Have I seen the last Screw Attack Death Battle, the last 2 ERBs, Epic Rap Battle videos? Yes, I have seen the Death Battle between Darkseid and Thanos. I kind of knew that Darkseid was going to take that one due to what I know of Darkseid. Like, sure, Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet, but as, well, I don't want to spoil it for those. Wait, I kind of actually did. I'm sorry. If you haven't seen the Screw Attack battle for it, I might have just spoiled who actually won that one. I'm sorry. I just let it slip. Oh no! I didn't mean to jump there. But I will get that. You know what? I'm gonna grab it now. So I'll probably forget it. And unfortunately, Death does not have a double jump. So I gotta rely on pure timing when it comes to jumping again. The movement here kind of reminds me of Prince of Persia in how oh, wait, right. All right, the way's open. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And I see something moving over there. It does not look friendly. Whoa! Whoa! Well, thank you, CJ. It's one of my favorite accents to use, that and Russian. And that's the end of that battle. Dungeon map. All right, now we got a good layout of the land. And it's time to come up here to the creature that we saw a little while ago. Like I said, it does not look friendly. It actually looks twice as dangerous. It looks twice as dangerous as the monsters from the first Darksiders. I'll work on the accent. I'm gonna work on it. That kill is mine, Stalker. That went kind of badly because I chose not to dodge when I was really supposed to. And hey, it looks like we found another one of those boatman coins in there. Works for us. And it looks like we're going to be getting our hands on something new. Could it be a new gadget? It's a key! Time to open up that locked door. And this nice old crow will point the direction for me. Alright, that's where we need to go. Let's proceed. And then even if I didn't grab that boatman coin from here, this path would have led me down it eventually. Time to unlock. Gentlemen, what do keys do? Keys unlock things. Looks like something's supposed to go here. Let's roll this right here. I know this because I've been playing Just Cause 4, and it has something similar to this, only it's like a giant ball you gotta use grapples in order to move. I knew that would break somehow. Hey, a boatman coin. We need that. Oh, almost had it. Can you do Shrek? Do the roar. Do the roar. Now I got some body coverings. Come on, give it! Give me! There we go. I'm trying to think of a good Shrek quote. Better out than in, I always say. I gotta work on it. There's too much emphasis on certain words there. I just noticed that. I love you, Daddy. Ooh, what's this? Hey, it's a talisman. What does the talisman do? Increases my arcane. This will be good if you want to go full necromancer. Arcane is your bread and butter. I knew something was over here. That and the fact that it pointed to me on the map. What's in here? Ooh, new boots? Arcane critical damage and more experience. I'll take a hit to the defense if it means more experience, which means I'll be leveling up faster. I'll take that. Alright, and then we need to go across there. I almost got sidetracked there. Hold on. Not bad for a rather impromptu Shrek impression. Very good, in fact. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just like doing accents. It's entertaining. I entertain a lot of my coworkers at work, especially when I do Davy Jones. I had one of my coworkers just bawling because she loves Davy Jones as a character. I wouldn't say bawling as in crying, but I just had her in stitches. Alright, so we got a doorway here, and now we got a way down here that looks like it leads to another locked door. Woo! Where did you come from? The combat can get chaotic, but it gets real fun. And seeing as how this needs a key, we need to go ahead and get the other one. And now this game is starting to come back to me in spades, I remember that these missions tend to be a bit long. Flawless victory. Shadow bombs can be used to destroy corruption. This I already know. But thank you for the recap. Now I need to get my hands on... Sebastian? Yeah, I could probably do him. Ariel! Don't do this on me, or your father will come after me. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? I'm not gonna sing anymore because then Disney will get on my hind parts again. Last time I tried to sing one of their songs, they copyrighted my BioShock stream. And we'll just pass through here. Ooh, Book of the Dead page. Collect 10 of these to create a chapter which can then be sold to Volgrim. Okay, I see. I gotta take this one and roll it over to the other one. Shadow Bomb dislodge. Thank you, because I completely forgotten some of the mechanics in this game. Speaking of Disney, y'all see Will Smith as Genie? I know he said that that's his human form and he's really gonna be blue and he's gonna be all CGI. But if he doesn't do Friend Like Me, I'ma be very disappointed. But then again, I kinda hope he doesn't. I have some of my coworkers and even most of the managers cracking up too. My manager especially loves my Mr. Burns and Smithers impression. That's cool. I just like doing voices in general. I know I don't have like proper professional training, but it's just like something I like to do in my spare time. Especially when I'm role-playing on games, that's when it really shines. Especially when I'm playing games like Fallout or Skyrim, or any game that lets me create a character of my own. That's where I really just like really get into character. Alright, this is supposed to open. Take this out, put it in one. I'm gonna put it in the far one because that'll be closer. I'm putting this one because this one is farther. I know what I just said previously didn't really make much sense. I'm gonna put this one here because I'm gonna put this one out to the first one because it's closer. Put the one in the farthest one so that that one is a lot less of a distance. Dislodge! Excellent Sebastian impression, by the way. Thank you. And with me being able to do a little bit of Sebastian, it also means I can be doing Grim too. Look here, Billy. What have I told you about going inside me trunk? And Monday, what I tell you about messing with me scythe? Hey, looky. We got a key. Skeleton key. Alright, peoples, let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm so glad I don't have to go to work tonight. That means I can enjoy myself on some more games. Hitman, Earth Defense Force. There's just so much. Also, since it's like 1 something right now, I probably should get lunch. Alright, so let's inspect this area. Okay, we got some destroyables. And it looks like there was another boatman coin in there. But Graham! No buts, Billy. I literally just watched a clip where Billy just causes Grim to cry after he's watching that Chupacabra video. I literally just saw this while I was at work.
I should keep moving.
What are we doing watching this stupid movie?
This movie isn't stupid. You're stupid.
And then Grim's all like, oh, Billy, why you gotta be like that? Like, let's just take into account that Billy made the Grim Reaper cry. He made Death cry. Oh! Ooh, that's hot! Ooh, I forgot that lowers down. I forgot about that. That's not good. And I fell back right in. Good thing my health doesn't deplete. I mean, I'm death. I can't really die, per se. Yeah, you know what I'm mad and upset about? They don't have like the complete series of different Cartoon Network shows either on Blu-ray or just like on a whole DVD set. Like, I would instantly buy the entire Foster set, I would instantly buy the entire Ed, Edd n Eddy set, and I would buy the entirety of Billy and Mandy. Not only that, I would buy a whole complete series of Codename Kids Next Door. Like, Cartoon Network in the early 2000s to mid 2000s is like pretty much one of their golden years. And then it started to taper off a little bit, and then now they got some shows that are good and some that aren't really good. I'm glad I just grew up with Cartoon Network in general. I got to see its highs and its lows. And this means I can throw this down there. Fail, Death. It's a fail. There we go. Now we can grab what's in there. Hey, Journeyman Platter. Hey, there's a plate that Karn was talking about. I'm sorry, his name is Pup. I know it says I can fast travel, and this could be a good opportunity for me to end it here, but I said we're gonna finish this first mission, and that's what we're gonna do. I would buy the whole Teen Titans series too. Cartoon Network doesn't realize how big of monopoly it's missing out on by not giving us the ability to purchase either DVD or Blu-ray copies of their entire series. Oh, that is nasty god. Like, I think the final episode for Codename Kids Next Door was called Operation Answers, which is where all the members of Sector V, numbers 5, 4, 3, and 2, they all got recommissioned to talk about their history with number 1, who got, you know, elected into the Galactic Kids Next Door. And they're all adults. Like, number 5 is married to number 2, number 3 to number 4. And it turns out that it's actually Father who is the one interviewing them, trying to find out where number 1 is. But it's actually just a ploy by Sector V to trick Father into going to someplace else, and I died. It's actually a ploy by Sector V and the Kids Next Door themselves to trick Father into going to someplace else as number 1 comes back to Earth. But that's like the final episode of it, and it's all done in like semi-live action and cartoon. Like, the adult versions of 5, 4, and 3 like are live action, while the cartoon version is the events leading up to that point. I distinctly remember watching that whole episode the day it aired, and I was sad that Codename Kid Next Door was completely over, because that show was epic. That show was epic, and it was I gotta say that Codename Kids Next Door was the expert show at the time for delivering cliffhangers. Because when it was perfect, when there were moments in the episodes of Codename Kids Next Door that had like surprise moments, it would go out on like a staticky note, and it left like perfect cliffhangers because you were waiting on what would happen next. I just went on a whole different tangent about Codename Kids Next Door. My goodness, nostalgia's good. You're not gonna beat me. Kneel before death. Dark Avenger. This weapon once belonged to the human warrior known as Draven. During countless duels, the weapon absorbed Draven's own rage and thirst for revenge against those who wronged him. The Dark Avenger is infamous for possessing a furious lust for blood and carnage. In this game, you have special weapons, such as this. Ooh, scythes with fire damage. They're weaker, but they got fire damage. I'll pick it up. I'll probably sell it. I don't want anything weak on me. So let's check out this weapon, this Dark Avenger. That I can't use until I'm level 5. And these are some powerful weapons. Seriously, if Cartoon Network would release like the full seasons of our classic shows like Foster's Home, Codename Kids Next Door, Teen Titans, I would buy it. But alas, for some reason, they decided to only release like their greatest hits. Like, you know, like with Ed and Eddie, there were certain episodes they only released like the greatest hits of. A couple of episodes, not even the whole season. Just like a handful of episodes on a DVD. Like, no! Give me the entire series. I need it in my life. How am I gonna show kids what I watched when I was a kid? Like, well, they do have portions of YouTube where it's just like 24 hours of non-stop Ed, and Eddie. I've never actually took a time to actually sit down and watch one of those channels yet, but hopefully those will be around if I ever had kids so I can show them, yeah, this is what real cartoons are. So Death is now the vengeful one. Haha, yet another Disturbed reference. Yeah, the makers of this game knew what they were doing. If you're finding that many reference to that group in this game, then then one of them had to at least listen to this. I mean, look at Death's hairstyle. Look at the new boots. Better defense and critical damage, but I believe the boots I got on right now are what give me extra experience. Yeah, I'll hold on to them for now. Let's go ahead and get this forge going. Let the forge burn anew. Alright, Fire of the Mountain. Restore the Fire of the Mountain. Now we get to return to Ayla. Alia. I keep messing up her name. Another Book of the Dead page. I gotta remember where these are, because finding these Book of the Death pages, if you don't do them in order, it is a pain. It took me hours just to find one because I just collected them whenever I found them. So I've only collected 2, so I'm not gonna try and collect any more. I'd rather go through a guide and find them all in order so I don't have to do a whole bunch of backtracking. I had to do that in order to find the final pieces of the Abyss armor for war in the first Darksiders. But with that being said, we can fast travel back to the mountain, I think. Back to the Can I actually fast travel? Will you let me fast travel? Yes, you will! Talismans and consumables. Ah, fast travel. Pathfinder! I love getting trophies. It lets me know I'm doing good things. Somewhere here on YouTube is a GMV, it's like an AMV, using a disturbed song while showing footage and cutscenes from this game or series. Does not surprise me at all. But now let's go talk to Alia, get this mission turned in, and that'll be another 1 hour throwback under my belt. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a nostalgia moment for me of playing a Darksiders game, because I've had a lot of fun. And I'm definitely gonna play through this game in order to
Horseman, the fire of the mountain flows again.
In order to play 3.
Freed by my hand. And Khan's.
Karn? That pup? He hasn't a clue. And yet, the forge burns once more. You know what awaits you, Ryder. To finish this, you must restore the tears.
I'm not your errand boy, Maker.
Aye, but our fates are now yoked. Help us, and we will help you. In the meantime, take this. It might be of use.
What are you doing with that? A powerful pistol belonging to Death's brother Strife. Okay, this is the second time that Strife's guns have ended up in our possession. First, it ended up with War in Darksiders 1. Now it's going to Death in Darksiders 2. What does Strife have extra weapons somewhere? He's got to, because we keep finding his guns everywhere.
Now this pistol belongs to my brother Strife. How came it here?
I cannot say. But there are other goods you may barter for now as well. Restore the tears, then return to me.
Let's find out about the tears of the mountain.
Things that powered your forge, fire,
even though I'm not turning this into a series.
Yes, fire to wake the earth, and tears to calm it. Both gifts of the Stone Father.
And fire will not be enough.
She's going to give death
both.
By Snoo Snoo. Yeah, that's pretty much every single female maker here in this entire game. And don't even get me started on Lilith. She's a whole different ballgame.
There are new items.
And this is where we can get some extra bit of gear. And as we progress through the game and get stronger, so too do these pieces. But with that being said, let's go ahead and sell some pieces we're not using, such as this.
Valis will put it to good use.
I'm gonna keep this because it has better defense. Get rid of both of these wraps. Get rid of the weak hammer. This hammer is actually... well, this is actually stronger than that, so let's keep this. Dark Avenger we're definitely going to use and keep. Well, I'm definitely going to use it. And we leveled up. Fire of the Mountain. Speak to Karn. And once I speak to Karn... and give him his plate back. giant woman. It's a coincidence, because me and my coworker were talking about Steven Universe songs, and I just came up with one. All I wanna do is die by some snoo from a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna be is the one that gets to see this giant woman. All I wanna do is to die by snoo from this giant woman, a giant woman. Seriously though, she would probably break death. But that's where I'm gonna call it for today, folks. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm glad to be doing these 1 hour throwbacks again. So hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later peoples!